The bride starved her guests, so I ordered 20 pizzas to the reception. I stared down at the white ceramic plate in front of me, trying to understand if this was a joke or some kind of avant-garde art installation that I was too blue-collar to understand. In the center of the plate, resting on a smudge of green paste that looked disturbingly like lawn clippings, was a single, raw zucchini noodle. Just one. It was curled into a spiral, like a sad little worm that had given up on life. Next to it was a cherry tomato, cut in half to make it look like there was more of it. That was it. That was the main course. I looked to my left. My brother, Mark, the groom, was staring at his own plate with the hollow, thousand-yard stare of a man who knows he has made a terrible mistake but is already legally bound to it. His tuxedo was slightly too big for him now. He'd lost 15 pounds in the last 2 months on the pre-wedding cleanse his fiancée, Sierra, had insisted on. I nudged him with my elbow. "You okay?" I asked quietly. Mark blinked like I'd woken him from a trance. "Yeah," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. He poked the zucchini with his fork. It slid across the plate like it was trying to escape. "This is lighter than I expected." "That's because it's nothing," I whispered. "Tell me this is a starter." Mark glanced toward the head table before answering. "This is the harvest spiral," he said carefully. "It's meant to be grounding." "Grounding?" I hissed. "I need calories, not spiritual alignment." Before he could respond, Sierra stood up, glass of lemon water raised high. The room went quiet instantly, like hunger itself was holding its breath. She smiled broadly, the kind of smile perfected in front of ring lights and phone cameras. "To clean living," she announced. "To removing toxins from our lives. And to love that vibrates at the highest frequency." She took a bite of her zucchini. The crunch cut through the silence, loud and final. Around the room, people shifted uncomfortably. Forks hovered. A few guests hesitated, as if waiting for someone to announce the real food was still coming. It didn't. They took their bites instead, single, ceremonial bites, then set their forks down like mourners laying flowers. The venue didn't help. It was a converted warehouse with exposed brick and concrete floors that sucked warmth out of the air. The smell of eucalyptus oil hung heavy, fighting unsuccessfully against the scent of raw vegetables. No music yet. No laughter. Just chewing and disappointment. I scanned the tables. Cousin Mike stared into space, jaw working as if imagining food. One of Mark's college friends discreetly unwrapped a mint and ate it like it was contraband. A woman near the back took a photo of her plate, shook her head, and slid it away untouched. Then there was Grandma Betty. She sat ramrod straight, hands folded in her lap, eyes locked on the zucchini like it had personally offended her. Grandma Betty survived rationing, recession, and raising 4 kids on one income. She believed weddings required 3 things: cake, booze, and enough food to send people home full. "David," she whispered sharply, leaning toward me. "Where's the bread?" "There is no bread, Grandma," I said. Her mouth tightened. "Then where's the meat?" "There is no meat." She stared at me for a long moment, then glanced toward Sierra. "That girl is out of her mind." The plates were cleared quickly, too quickly. Most of them looked untouched, save for a single fork mark. When dessert menus appeared, a flicker of hope passed through the room. "No cake?" Grandma asked, louder this time. "Sugar is inflammatory," I said, reading the menu. "Dessert is frozen banana mash with carob dust." "No cake," she repeated. "At a wedding." She shook her head slowly. "I didn't come here to starve." That did it. I looked at Mark, now being gently repositioned by Sierra for another, candid, photo, his smile stiff and hollow. He looked less like a groom and more like a hostage blinking Morse code for help. "I'm stepping out," I said, standing abruptly. Mark grabbed my wrist. "You're up after the speeches," he whispered. "Don't disappear." "I won't," I said. "I promise." I walked out past the table of river rocks labeled guest book, through the heavy steel doors, and into the parking lot. The cool night air hit my face like mercy. Somewhere down the street, I could smell fried food. Actual food. I pulled out my phone, opened Google Maps, and searched one word. Pizza. Domino's. Open. Close enough. I called. "Thank you for calling Domino's on Figueroa. I need help," I said. Immediately, there was a pause. "Okay, I need 20 large pizzas, pepperoni, and a few cheese ones. And bread. Lots of bread." Another pause. "Sir, are you serious?" "Dead serious," I said. "There are 80 starving people inside a detox cult." Silence. Then a sigh. "All right, give us 30 minutes. I hung up, leaned against the brick wall, and checked the time. 7:30 p.m. The mutiny begins. We aren't just talking about a few people sneaking a slice. We're talking about grandmothers in evening gowns eating pepperoni on the curb, the bride having a meltdown that breaks the sound barrier, and my brother finally growing a spine over a piece of garlic bread. Stay tuned, because the look on Sierra's face when she smells the melted cheese is going to live in my memory forever. Click here to watch full video.